Ryan, let me ask you this, and this I know this gives you a lot of running room here, but if you were to prioritize and talk about, based on your visit to Israel, the top, let's say the top three threats facing the IDF right now in their efforts inside Gaza, what would they be?
Oh, it would be IEDs, improvised explosive devices. They are absolutely everywhere. The second threat is snipers. Snipers in Gaza, they tend to operate in teams of three or four. So you have a shooter, the guy who's actually pulling the trigger. You have a spotter, the person who's actually calling the shots, looking for the targets. You have a cameraman, because if the shot isn't on video, that's a wasted opportunity for propaganda. And the fourth is a team leader or radio operator. So you have sniper cells operating in teams of four, which is a fairly unique development. And then the third thing is being captured. I spoke with this unit called Para, which is sort of like a special forces reserve unit that was formed of guys who live in the north, in the Golan. And these guys essentially are very afraid of being captured, because if you are captured, you are not going to be treated very well. So capture is a major, major concern that they think about and they plan for before they step out of the wire. So those are the three major things.
All right. And to what degree? Let's go with the IEDs. To what degree are they having success clearing spaces? I mean, because again, you can imagine. Look, we've seen this before, right? This is not unusual in conflict, whether it's urban or more traditional battlefields. You get a ceasefire, you get a peace plan, and then you're left with years of misery. But give us a sense of just how mined or compromised Gaza is at this stage.
Essentially, every house. One of the reasons that they bring in the D9 bulldozer is that it's just easier to just take down that house, and the IED will explode inside the rubble. There are IEDs buried inside of rubble. There's hidey holes inside of rubble that guys can pop out and shoot from. And so you walk past that area, you throw grenades in. It is a three-dimensional battle space, and we're not talking about the kind of battle space that we saw in Iraq, where all right, let's find Daddy El Badi, the bomb maker, right? Because if we take out Daddy El Badi, then there'll be no more IEDs in this area. All of these IEDs were pre-constructed or constructed relatively recently, so it's not like we can find that particular bomb maker and take them out, and then the number of IEDs drop. These things were already manufactured, just waiting to be deployed, and there's hundreds, thousands of them inside of rooms, inside of armories, under tunnels. So these things get brought out, they get placed in buildings, so they know the Israelis are going to come, and that's when they'll try to detonate them if the D9 bulldozer doesn't get to them first.
Okay. What I know this is asking for speculation, I suppose, but what do you make of the planned offensive, right? To take Gaza City, to relocate hundreds and hundreds of thousands of citizens south. Is that, from your discussions over there in Israel on this trip you just got back from, does it appear that is an operational plan that is set and going to move forward, or does it seem as if they're setting the table, but the real goal is to try to just force a ceasefire ahead of an operation like that?
No, they're going ahead with the operation. They've already decided to call up, I want to say 60,000 reservists. That's off the top of my head. I believe that was the number that was being thrown around. They've already started to try to evacuate people south. One of the big problems that they have is Gaza City was relatively untouched. And if you're a citizen and your apartment building hasn't been a part of a combat zone, you might be a little reluctant to leave now, because it's one of the few spaces that hasn't been destroyed. So you don't necessarily want to leave and have all your stuff looted by other people who might come in afterwards. So it's kind of a tough sell to get people to come out of there. And we're also dealing with people who I'm not going to talk about starvation, but there is definitely malnutrition and there's definitely hunger. Not
Yeah.
everybody is getting the amount of calories they need to eat. And it's not like the Israelis can bus these people. So that means they have to walk. So now you have elderly people, you have children who may not be getting enough calories. And so to have them walk, have them move from Gaza City below through the FLOT, the forward line of troops, that's a pretty tough sell to any kind of citizen. So Israel might want to evacuate these people, but whether they're willing to leave and whether they physically have the calories to leave and are willing to leave their source of calories, right? Because if you're living in an area, you probably can go get aid or you can go to the market. There is some food that you have stockpiled in your home. To leave all that, that's a very frightening prospect for a lot of people. So it might be difficult for the Israelis to get these Palestinians in Gaza City to leave in the first place.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment, a really positive, nice, and kind comment. That would be appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily updates.